I'll be presenting to you in the category of Innovative Advertisement Campaign. Once again, a good evening. I'm Sheetal Seth, and I will be sharing with you the breakthrough campaign around mobile number portability by Reliance Mobile. 93204-56789. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint a few good-looking men in this audience. This is not my cell number. But yes, this stands for one special number that is part of our life, which is very special to us, by which we identify ourselves, it's unique to us, and a window to new opportunities in our life. But at times, this number was also the biggest barrier for Reliance Mobile and for the competitive category, because no matter what, consumers would not want to switch to a new operator with the intention of retaining their number. Thus, thanks to mobile number portability in 2011, which completely opened a new opportunity for the category as well as for Reliance Mobile. Therefore, amidst all this clutter of all the networks falling head over heels to prove that they are the best service, Reliance Mobile objective at this point in time was clearly defined to build awareness about its superior network, as well as provide compelling intervention that moves up the Reliance Mobile's consideration score. Thus, a strategic challenge at this point in time, clearly that the brand foresee, was to address this fickle-minded, confused consumer, to address a cluttered category which had nothing undifferentiated as an offering. MNP was not undifferentiated. But at the same time, there was even more cluttered Indian media environment. MNP resonating at its highest decibel. The challenge was not about what to say to your consumer when you reach out to him with an MNP message, but it was important to reach out with him in a different manner, and thus how to say or how differently do you reach out to your consumer was a core challenge. We thus came up with something as Mera versus Tera network, that's my versus your network, which was a campaign that not only emoted the consumer experience about the problems they face with their current operator or with their current network, but also emoted a simple consumer behavior of unapologetic channel switching, and we tied both the ideas together with the core brand strategy of network switching. If you see, this campaign was divided into two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 was clearly identified as a phase to build brand awareness, and phase 2 was clearly for building brand consideration. In phase 1, you would see there was multimedia support focused on building awareness of MNP option for Reliance Mobile, whereas in phase 2, you would see that there was some level of situational intervention during to drive superiority of Reliance Mobile. If you see the kind of propositions we drove in phase 1 was Anushka seen across various mediums, be it TV, outdoor, print, cinema. There was one consistent message that she said, on my network, I can make one call. On my network, I can get coverage everywhere. On my network, I can get a call connect at one go. On my network, talking never stops. I'll just play a quick TVC for you to bring alive this idea of the brand awareness.
ये क्या किया? You like that? वो नहीं ये मेरा बैलेंस जीरो कर दिया. Relax. मेरे नेटवर्क पे जीरो बैलेंस पे भी एक कॉल कर सकते हैं. Make one call even on zero balance. Only on Reliance GSM and CDMA network. Reliance.
That was all about explaining the phase 1. When we come to phase 2, the objective was to drive consideration for the brand. It was primarily driven by TV as a medium. As you see in the chart, it's more about TV. But even in TV, it was designed with customized interventions across key channel clusters, be it GC, movies, music. To come to the insight or the consumer behavior, this phase was based on a simple consumer behavior on television today. Like our category consumers, TV audiences are hard to please and convince. Consumers do not hesitate to switch channels during ad breaks. They switch to content that convinces them of the best network. Therefore, if consumers don't hesitate to switch channels for getting the best entertainment, why not use this opportunity to drive contextual messaging of switching to the best network? Thus, the innovation idea which we came up with was crisp, arresting, and impactful. And the innovation idea was to connect with the audience right at that moment when he's about to switch his channel and offer them an option to consider switching to Reliance Mobile. Thus, for the first time on Indian television history, we actually interrupted a live broadcasted content. We paused it for 5 seconds by a strong contextual messaging, which was tailor-made for each channel or each genre. To explain it to you, how did we do it? On Hindi mainline genre, just before a person was about to switch his channel, you would see Anushka pop up on the screen. And Anushka would say, stop, stop, stop. Channel nahi, network badlo. So it again married the thought of, don't change your channel, but change your network. And the same idea was driven on Hindi movies, music channels. I'll play a short AV for you to explain or bring alive this proposition. If somebody can just please help me so I don't waste time. Thank you. So this is how we demonstrated the idea across genres, be it movies, music, news, every possible genre. We had her coming. Even on movies, if you see as a genre, she came up with a line says, I don't know if this movie is going to be a hit or not, but my network super hit. And it even extended beyond TV as a medium. We did take this idea to cinema hall, where Anushka, unbiased in her own movie, said, I don't know if Ricky Bell or Ladies versus Ricky Bell is a hit or not, but my network super hit. So, well, it was what makes this campaign unique was the scale of execution. When I say the scale of execution, we simply mean that it was a multimedia activity and it was specially phased, I will initiate the word, specially phased with contextual messaging across every possible medium that it went on to. It was just not a one-off. It was a 4-week activity specifically designed across 20 plus national channels, and it did have a high frequency, thus it was fairly impactful. If I look at the complexity of execution, as you would have seen, it's definitely not easy to come up with a contextual messaging driven by consumer insight and the consumer behavior. Thus, the complexity of execution in itself was seen how we went to the micro level and targeted the consumer with his habit, with his channel that he was viewing. Yes, we did redefine the way how celebrity endorsement can be leveraged. We didn't confine ourselves to using a celebrity with a 30-second ad. We extended it we created a new paradigm of advertising. We created multiple of these 5-seconders, which overall created a good 360 impact and a better use of this celebrity. Disproportionate ROI, when we say this, we mean that it was the most cost-effective advertising that we have created. It had a very smart placements, like all these spots were either played before a person is switching channels, or it was played in the programming segment. So that's at the time when your switching behavior is at its peak. So we targeted exactly the right time, and we did gain a good ROI for our campaign. The results were the brand consideration for Reliance Mobile jumped up by 23%. The consumer metrics on trust and reliability scores did move up, and it did go up by 9%. We were ranked first in the consumer survey by Milt and 4Ps. A massive success with competitive switch into Reliance Mobile through MNP, and it was recognized as one of the most clutter-breaking by industry experts, and now it is a part of our long-term communication strategy. Thank you.
So do you have port-in versus port-out numbers for Reliance after this campaign?
We do have it, and we have measured it internally. It was fairly competitive with the market. Maybe I may not be at the position to have discretion of numbers.
You can bend it up.
Sure. I may not be at the position to reveal the numbers, but definitely we were in line with the market movement. So we didn't really take a back seat, while I understand where your question is coming from. But yes, we were fairly competitive, and this campaign, like I said, the objective of this campaign was to drive consideration for the brand. Until I don't drive consideration for my brand, I will not be able to have that preference created in the consumer's mind to consider me as an operator to be switched into. While MNP, everybody here does know how MNP has phased out for the category and for the industry, we definitely are confident to say we've not taken a back seat, or we've not suffered. But this campaign helped us to pull up the bar, and somewhere in the advertisement genre, or in the advertising space, the impact that we wanted to come up with, the differentiated way of communicating to a consumer that we wanted to do, I think we fairly achieved it in the MNP space.
Okay. Port-in, port-out numbers are publicly available.
Yes.
So you said you're not allowed to?
Not really, sir. Port-in, port-out, you would not have as much public information as much as acquisitions. If you see on Try figures will be there, but they are acquisitions. They're not really port-in and port-out. There'll be your monthly acquisitions that you're gaining on a month-on-month basis, by which you calculate then your month-in, the amount of people you have lost out. But your specific question of port-in and port-out, no.
Okay. So another one, which is a little unrelated. How do you differentiate between GSM and CDMA brands? Is there a brand differentiation between the two, or?
So if you see with the specific to this campaign, it was intentionally not differentiated. We extended the largeness of Anushka to all our technologies. So be it, if today you're switching to Reliance for a 3G benefit, we are more than happy to welcome you on our network. This was a larger campaign from a larger umbrella. It played a brand role. I had to have a campaign that builds my brand. I had to have a campaign that somewhere gives me an umbrella or a camouflage for all the 3 technologies that I provide today to the consumer. So in this campaign, I have not differentiated intentionally. But yes, for other campaigns, like you said, it's an unrelated question. Yes, in other campaigns, whenever we do, we have our campaigns well covered with our logos, and like you see in our campaigns, we are always very conscious of having a strong Reliance identity right from the start. Unlike any other brand in the category today, they will not reveal their identity in a 30-second ads. But a consumer sees the ad and they say, "Acha, ye to Reliance hai." Because they see a Reliance logo bug, or they see a sign off, or they hear the tune somewhere. So somewhere we really protect ourselves with our identity of any form all throughout.